It's just about 3:30. I am on time. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Anyway, I said I was going to start at 3:30, and I am. I'm all dressed and clean, showered, washed my hair, house is clean, and I also set up my station. So we're going to start right over here with, plates and stuff. The rosca is right here. And I think about 15 minutes before they get here, I'm going to put it in the oven. And we're going to have the soup in here, rice in here, plantain is here, bread in there. And, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm feeling some kind of way that we don't have any veggies. And I look in the fridge. I have a couple of cabbage, heads of cabbage, and also some tomatoes that I need to get rid of. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do some cabbage. I just don't feel right just not having any veggies. But anyway, I know it's Christmas. You guys are busy, but I just thought I'd share. If anybody shows up, great. If nobody shows up, that is also great. All right? Because I've been you guys probably get tired of my lives. I've had them a little bit more frequently than usual. So we have the yummy here. I have some peppers. So this is the biggest pot that I have. So I'm going to have to make do with this. And my stove, I have to kind of play with it. If it doesn't heat up, then I have to turn it off and turn it back on again. And I also have had some stock on the stove because, you're going to have soup and rice. So we need to enhance the flavor. So last night we seasoned our chicken. And today we're going to cook it. Probably going to take about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to take the chicken out and stock the soup and then kind of bring it back. Because I don't want it to disappear into the dish because it's overcooked. If you recall, we did this last night. So the chicken has been in the fridge this whole time. So, I had some nice music playing, but I can't play it while we're doing this, or the YouTube police is gonna come after me. Oh, all right. That's a big old piece of chicken. When you're making soup, you want the chicken with the bone. So you want the dark meat. So if I don't have a lot of room, I'm going to use the dark meat. And the chicken legs, I'm going to add later. The chicken feet, I keep calling it legs. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope, right about now is when people are eating, so that's okay. The timing is a little off, I know, but I'm gonna have, it's just 4 people. Myself, Sharon, Carmen, Crystal, and Tina. So it's just gonna be 4 of us. So I don't really need to cook all the chicken. So I'm gonna put the wings, all the bones. Let's go ahead and put the chicken feet in there. It's gonna be good for flavor. And Oh, and I have a friend downstairs. I want to take her some of that soup, so let me put a little bit more. So all the white meat is going to be left. All right. Ooh. Make sure I get the drumsticks in there. Yeah. And just save the white meat. So I'm going to put these in like a baggie and put it in the freezer. Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's been quiet, you know. I was cleaning the house, just listening to some music and just chilling today. I haven't been on the computer. Nah, it's been quiet. Yes. All right, so we're gonna put the rest of this chicken in the freezer. So next time I have like soup, that's gonna be perfect. And that's one chicken, and that cost about $6 and some change. So I think it's a good deal. I still have this much left, and I have half a pot in here. Yep. So, as I said, I felt kind of weird that we don't have any veggies because the sancocho does not have any vegetables. You just don't do that. It's like committing the cardinal sin if you do that. So I'm going to use the marinade. I don't ever want to get rid of that. So that's flavor with all the onions and garlic. Yeah. All right. So like I said, this is going to cook for about 30 minutes. And then after that, I have the oregano. I'm going to start cutting the ñame. The ñame is the yam. Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now, for the rice, I'm going to start the rice exactly at about 4. I'm timing everything, right? Because I don't want the food to be, you know, cold when they get here, and I don't know they have to reheat anything. Merry Christmas. And I got the guandu, but then I thought I had some coconut milk, and then the one that I found in the fridge went bad, so no coconut milk. But we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. All right? Let's put that away. So I may cook the cabbage in here, and then the rice. The rice always goes in here. The aluminum pan. You know, all Caribbean people have those because we believe in them. All right. So why don't I do a little prep right now? Yeah, it's a lot of chicken. A lot of chicken. I think I'm gonna have to clean the camera a little bit. It looks a little bit blurry. So please forgive me as I put a little glass cleaner here. Perdón. Yep, looks better. All right, so we're gonna put some water, a little bit of vinegar in there for the nyame, because when you peel potatoes or anything like that, you need to put a little acid in there so they don't oxidize, because otherwise the color is gonna be off. All right. So now remember, I could not taste the chicken last night when I seasoned it. So I'm gonna let it cook a little bit and then taste it, because you know I don't want to be tasting raw chicken. No bueno. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this and let it cook. And then right now, I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of vinegar. And I'm going to do the same thing in the water for the nyame. A little bit of salt. Well, the nyame didn't need it because everything's going to be flavored with the chicken. And then now, I'm going to put the plantains in here. And the plantain, usually when you cook it, you fry it, but you know I don't fry anything anymore. So I have started putting it in the stove, in the oven. Now see, if you have an air fryer, that probably would work. But you know I don't have an air fryer. And I don't plan on having one. One sister said, I hear you say that you don't use the air fryer. I would not know what to do without mine. And I said, well, I'm kind of old school. I like food to be cooked naturally. So let's put this in here. And because there is salt and vinegar in here, by the time you put it in the oven, it's gonna have a nice, nice flavor. See, that's how I peel my plains. I know other people have different ways of doing it, which is fine. Right? We get the same results. Now this is a weakness of mine, just like the bread. Yes. I absolutely love plantains. And you know, I talk to some sisters and they're like, no, I cannot relate. But of course I'm Caribbean, right? Rice and plantains, yes. I see that our umbilical cord will cut with that. And I just like them like this. I do the green one as well, but the green ones to me don't do as well in the oven as they do on the stove. So, I've already called the downstairs for my guests. You have to let them know when you're having company, because when they come, they have to show ID, right? That's the good thing. The security thing I talk about, like I talked about in the last video, safety. You want to be in a building where that's, you know, something that you expect, that nobody's going to just show up at your door. All right? So we're going to put this to the side. And then we're going to do the yam. And as I say, it's not necessary to put salt in the nyame because it's going to cook in the chicken broth. All right. Now we have this pot, and the only other thing that's going to fill it besides water is this. So I bought two, but I don't think I'm going to need two. So we're going to you see, it's white. I don't know if you guys were here last night. I told you that what we have in Panama, Christmas Eve is called, I was going to say, not Cuenta, no. Buena, what is it? Noche Buena? Yes, Noche Buena. That's what they call Christmas Eve. And this is something that originates in Spain. I remember there was a girl I used to watch. I used to follow her. She was in Ghana, but she was from the Netherlands, but with family roots in Ghana. And then one day she was showing us how they celebrate Christmas, where the people put the black face. And it was like, okay. But see, in Panama, we do the black face, but it doesn't have the same significance. Yep, the black face is just the history of the Congo people, like in Cologne, and they celebrate how they got rid of the colonizers and call him the Diablo, the devil. And it is something that is celebrated in songs and dance. So when they put the tar on their face, they're not trying to, you know, put themselves down, because, you know, most of the people in Cologne are of African, Afro-Panamanian, we call them, Africa and the Caribbean. And I had somebody mention to me, I think he's from Trinidad, was saying that he went to Cologne and he had a beautiful experience. And I was like, yeah, that's wonderful. I don't know anybody who's been to Cologne and got into, you know, was victimized or anything like that. Now sometimes they put the pieces of the nyame a little big when you go to a fonda, but because here I don't have a lot of plates and stuff, I have these little things that my guests are supposed to use for their soup. You know, those are leftovers, so I can't have big, huge pieces of nyame. Oh, the chicken's gonna be a problem too, though. All right. We shall see. So if I cook him, if I cut him this size, definitely they're not gonna take long. It's gonna be like 3 to 5 minutes top. So I'm gonna put them towards the end. But as I said before, earlier on, I'm gonna put some in and they cook, and then I'm gonna push them against the pot so they can work as a thickener. You should see when they're taking these things out of the ground. Whew, you gotta be strong to yank them up. Now they have different types of nyame here. Someone was trying to explain them to me. I don't know the difference, so I need to research that. When we had floodings, was it last year or 2 years ago? Because, you know, these are in the ground. Oh, they were, you know, they had kind of gotten waterlogged and we couldn't find them. It was very difficult to find nyame. So the sancocho, they were using chayote, carrots, and corn, and other things to try to replace the ñame. Yes, I'm in Panama. Which part of the Caribbean are you from? I was born in Haiti. 67 years ago. All right. Now the Jamaican yam looks yellow. Looks yummy though. But where I come from, we had this one. We didn't have the yellow one. And then we had other root vegetables like malanga and other things. The other day I had bought 2 malangas from that little fruteria donde RV. And then there's something that we make with the malanga. You have to grate it, and then you have to season it, and then you have to take a knife and shape them into these long strips, and then you deep fry them. I didn't deep fry them, I cooked them on the stove, but they soaked up all the oil, and I was like, ooh, first time making, last time. I don't need to eat that. And the grating was really annoying. That's why I don't worry about, the coconut. I broke the coconut with my hammer the other day. And listen, I could have cut myself because you really have to use like a towel or something. When the skin, the shell breaks, it could cut you. I'm like, ooh, who needs to do that? No mas. I'll do it the way I was doing before. Once I get the water out, I go on the patio and I just drop it really hard. And it worked. Oh, that grating? No bueno. I'm not doing that. All right. I wonder if that's enough. I think that's enough. I don't want to cut the other one if I don't need to. Because ñame is really the only thing, so I think I will. No carrots, nothing in this soup. And the locals will tell you that you're messing with their recipe. No, señora. Solamente pollo, culantro y orégano. Nada más. It tastes okay. It's gonna need a little bit more acid. So I'm putting some more adobo because the adobo has a little salt. And I think I found some salt. Not salt. Lemon. Lime. Oh, I'm going to need some scotch bonnet peppers. It's a culantro. We're going to make a bouquet garni with these. Perfect. All right. side. I'm gonna squeeze some lime juice in here. Remember, I was going to test it after it had cooked a little bit. That's all the lime I have. Ooh, no bueno. All right. Remember, I want the chicken to cook, but I don't want it to overcook. Because once we add the water, the liquid, it's not gonna take long. We're doing our basting. Make sure our chicken gets all that good flavor. Yes. Oh yeah. Yes. And see, you gotta taste your food. Coconut, yeah. I mean that thing. Chicken soup, or you mean soup? Scotch bonnet, definitely, yes, ma'am. Is the yeah brown soup chicken? Yeah, you guys call it brown soup. We just call it chicken in sauce. You know, we just have the, what do you call it? Gravy in it. I think it's amazing how similar we are, you know, with the cultures. Isn't that amazing? Yes. All right. Chicken's doing good. Now, it, you know, the taste is what I want. So let's put a little bit more of that nyame in there. Woo. Wow. Yeah, like I said, I just feel kind of weird that we don't have any vegetables. So I'm gonna cook some cabbage on the stove. That cooks really fast. So we can say, yes, we have some veggies. But you know, this is not what the Panamanians are eating today. No. They are having ham, they're having pork, they're having chicken al horno, meaning whole chicken, you know, that they put in the oven, which is, oh, this one looks a lot better than the previous one. And you know, this yam, if you cook eggs in the morning, it's a nice side besides green bananas. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw these pieces in here because I want them to cook, and that's what I'm going to use as my thickener. So they're going to cook before I add these. All right, it's 4 o'clock. We're going to start our rice. So rice will be around 5. Did I tell them how about 5:30? All right, I can put that away. We need Scotch bonnet. We're gonna put a Scotch bonnet in here and also in the rice. So I only need 2. And I usually use the red ones first and hope that my green ones are gonna last. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn the AC on. Whew. Warm. Now, the challenge is I'm cooking for American ladies who are not from the Caribbean, so I have to be careful with my Scotch bonnet and my spices. Can be too much. It has been such a nice day. Now, I made the chicha de saril, which is the sorrel that you ladies from Jamaica make. You do steamed cabbage? Well, I do have some peppers and I have some tomatoes, so that's what I'm gonna put in mine. Woo, some of them are really afraid of the spices, so I always have to be careful. And so I made the chicha de saril. We're ready with that. Oh, it was so good. The only thing I did not have was the orange peel. I forgot to buy the orange. But someone came and brought, here in Panama, they drink rum punche, which means a rum punch, but it does have eggs in it. And the sister said, but I know you like coffee. This one has coffee. Información. Oh, I can't read this. It's got milk and it does have some eggs. So I was like, I don't do eggnog, but I tasted a little bit of it and it wasn't bad. So you have to keep an open mind. So to drink, I have sangria, I have white wine, I have red wine, and then the rum punche. And somebody's supposed to bring some drink, I don't know what she's gonna bring, and water. You see the consistency? It's kind of nice. Actually, it's really good. Now, see, if you put this on ice, it'd be really good. You know, I think coquito, they make in Puerto Rico. And in Haiti, we make cremas. Cremas is with the coconut base. Coconut, condensed milk, lots of cinnamon, nutmeg. You grate lime peel, and then you keep straining it, you know, like in a cheesecloth, something that's going to catch all the coconut particle, right? Yes, you did tell me you put rum in your sorrel, but again, I don't know these ladies, but I do have a little bit of whiskey. If they want, they can add to it. Oh, lots of ginger. Let me tell you what I put in mine. I had 2 bags of the fresh flour. And then I left it stay overnight, and then this morning I added a little bit of the hibiscus flower just to make it a little bit more red. So I had cinnamon sticks, I put star anise, I put allspice, I forgot the cloves, some people put cloves in it. And then I cooked it, let it cook, and then when I was ready to just cover it, I added the ginger. I did not cook the ginger with it because I keep hearing online that sometimes the ginger changes the taste of the sorrel, and it came out really good, really good. And here in Panama, we use blocks of cane sugar, to sweeten the drink. But I forgot to get that too, so I had some brown sugar, and that's what I use. You know, you just use what you got. I'm still eating off of the party that I had. I did get the chicken and a couple of things, but I haven't been really to the store. Really good. But it's sweet, so it's got plenty of sugar. And I kind of watch my sugar intake. This morning I woke up with like a little dull headache. And usually when I have a headache, it might mean that I'm dehydrated. But I woke up with it, so it wasn't dehydration. But sometimes if my blood sugar is a little bit low, and I don't eat breakfast, so I drink. All right, it's almost done. The chicken almost ready. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start the rice, and then hopefully the rice is gonna be ready to, when you cover it, let it cook because of the big burner, and then I'll move it around. So right now I'm gonna push this in the back and bring this to the front. Now I don't have a piece which is with mash the green onions and the cilantro, garlic, and you mash it in what we call a pilon. I don't have that here, so we're just gonna make our own kind of a sofrito. Okay. I have peppers. Okay, that's gonna be good for the cabbage. And the cabbage cooks so fast. Now when you cook rice, if you have any kind of flavored oil, that's the time to use it. Now you know I have the seasoned, the herb oil from when I cook the tuna. Even though the tuna is not a strong fish, so it should be okay. Yep. So, here we go. Oil. And when you're cooking Caribbean rice, you can be a little generous with your oil, okay? And it's olive oil, so I'm not worried. Always start with onions and garlic. And I know Caribbeans, Jamaicans are big on putting the green onion in their rice. We, not so much. We use a bouquet garni instead, where you tie, like parsley and thyme, and you put some bay leaves in there. And I usually overdo it with the garlic. I do. I don't believe you can ever have too much garlic. And we also put the bouquet in here sometimes, just to release all the flavor of the herbs. So I think this is how we are a little bit different from how Jamaicans make their rice. They boil the peas, and then they put the coconut meal, and then we don't do it like that. We do it a little bit different. But I'm sure the flavor is the same. But remember, I don't use bouillon. This is a bad word for me. No Maggies. All right. Ooh. The last bit of the time, what's left of the cilantro. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is like finished. And then put a couple of bay leaves in there. And tie it together. I'm gonna throw the Scotch bonnet in there. And then I'm gonna drain pigeon peas. Now see, the ones that they cook here in Panama, they're really small. They come in green and then they turn black. Arroz con guandu, that is something you're always gonna find on a Panamanian table for a holiday. And the red potato salad, no, we're not doing that. But that's gonna be on the table today. Alright, I'm gonna get the rice ready. Now I have some parboiled rice left over, so I'm gonna definitely use that. You know, I don't think I need more than that, but since I'm gonna share with my sister downstairs, let's add a little bit more. a little bit more. Yep. Then we're going to season. And wash your rice. Okay. Rice goes in. Now see, when I was growing up, we didn't do it like that. You put the water, you let it come to a boil, then you add the rice. But when I went to school, I learned this little trick that it's better to kind of toast before you add your liquid. You kind of lock in the flavors better. Actually, that's what they told me, but that's how I've been doing rice since then. Okay, now let's check on our chicken. Alright, it's starting to stick to the bottom, then I know that it's ready. Now this is the time if you had coconut milk, you would put it in. Now I don't have coconut milk. I'm going to use some of the water from the beans, peas, and then we have fresh veggie broth. We're going to use that. Now, I don't measure anymore when I'm cooking, but usually it's 2 to 1. 2 parts water, 1 part rice. But sometimes I go a little less because I kind of like my rice a little grainy. See, I had some leftover spinach in here, carrots, garlic, and and bay leaves. So, flavor. So I'm going to move this to the back. But before I do, I'm going to taste. Make sure my water, my liquid, I think I need a little more. Because if you have to add water at the end, no bueno. It's going to mess up your taste. It's really good. Maybe not. I think it's fine. I don't want the salt content to be too much. All right, we're going to bring it to the back. Now also, Jamaicans put their butter and stuff right here. We don't. We do it towards the end. Monte au beurre. But the stuff we used to put in our rice when I was growing up, I don't know what it was. I know it wasn't real butter. Probably was plastic. Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm going to save this for the cabbage. And sometimes there are some pieces of the chicken I just take out. Because again, I don't want it to overcook. So the drumstick I'm going to take out because they're cooked. Anything that looks cooked, I take out. Wait a minute. That was one chicken. How come I have 3 drumsticks? All right, that's scary. What happened? Okay, so now we're going to add our liquid. I'm going to put all the veggie broth. Don't you feel sad when you have to throw these away? I always do. There is my garlic. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to throw that away. I can't put carrots in there. That would be the cardinal sin. But I'm putting all the garlic that was in there. All right. All right, I think I had some more broth from before. Yep. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah, almost just a tad more water. I think that's good. All right. Now I'm keeping an eye on my rice. it is nice and cooking. So I'm going to turn the heat down and let it dry up, let the liquid dry. And then I only have a little bit of butter left. So I'm going to just top it and then let it, it's 4:30, so that's, the timing is good. You know, I bought a lot of butter for Thanksgiving, and boy, oh boy, did I go through it. You know, besides making the dough for the sweet potato pies and the apple pie and the mac and cheese, oh man. But now I have some buttermilk left. So I'm thinking I need to make some biscuits to use that. But then I don't want to eat it. Ooh, Lord, have mercy. All right. Where's the top for this? Okay. Now, some people put like parchment paper or foil. We don't do all that. So I'm going to turn it down to 3, and that will do it. So you see my chicken, I don't know if you can tell, but the liquid has a little color to it. I don't know if it's the herb that I put in there, but that's exactly what I was going for. It's not pale, it's got a little light yellowish color to it, and that's what I want. All right, so let's see, I gotta play with this thing again. So we'll put the chicken to the side, and then we're gonna work on the cabbage. So at about 5, close to 5, we'll put the plantain in the oven. So everything stays. Got to time everything, right? All right. So we're going to cook the cabbage in this. Now this 3, this one, right. All right, cabbage. So we're gonna slice the cabbage in here. I'm out of carrot, so we're not gonna put carrot, but I do have some tomatoes we can throw in there. I need to get rid of them. And I do have, you know, this is when you use the things that you have left. I have like half a pepper, and I'm gonna use these in it. And cabbage actually is not cheap here in Panama for some reason. Take the core out. rinse. And then with the cabbage, you don't even have to add any water, nothing, and it just cooks. So, a little bit of the onions. Poquitito. You know, I was telling you, I was listening to was it the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir or the Mormon Choir? Nice Christmas songs, but cannot play them while I'm talking to you because the YouTube police will come after me for copyright violation. You know, I miss the days where you could listen to music without worrying about stuff like that, but now, and I think it's because the artists have complained that they don't get the royalties. I mean, I don't blame them. I get it. But it just makes it different. Once my soup starts to boil, then we're almost done because the chicken is cooked. Just a matter of getting the flavors to marinate. And like I said, the nyame doesn't take much time. You know, I'm thinking of making an event here once a month, and I'll make some culture, but I need a bigger pot. And then I start thinking, if I have a bigger pot, is it going to, the burner that I have probably won't support that. So that's like, I gotta think twice about that, Maggie. So I'm gonna add the peppers. The pepper. I only have one kind. Better than nothing. I get to use it before it goes bad. Please hit the like button for me, por favor. Hit the like button. Your sister's been struggling with views, and I guess I've lost subscribers. I don't know why, but you know, I don't worry about it. And I don't go into analytics and look, and you know, I get people sending me emails all the time. Oh, we like your content, but you're not getting the views. We can help you. And I'm like, sure, you want to help me. you want me to pay you something. And I'm like, YouTube doesn't pay me enough to hire people. And you know, every time I do a video, you know, I spend time doing the editing. And I kept saying, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to sit, look in the camera, and talk to y'all. If there's something that I can talk, I interview folks, but that's going to be the extent of it. I am not going to stress myself out over YouTube. I'm too old. I love the community. I love having you guys, but I'm not going to be focused and worried about views and number of subscribers. I'm not doing that anymore. No mask, right? So we're gonna put all the tomatoes, because I'm telling you, one bag of tomato has lasted like 3 weeks. Oh my God. But you know, at the same time, I told you, if you have arthritis, you need to go easy on the tomato product, because they tend to aggravate your arthritis. I mean, I don't have arthritis, but I don't want to get it. You know, once in a while when I walk, like when I walk 2.5 hours, yeah, I feel my hips. I do. All right. Ooh, my soup is boiling. Yay. It smells divine. All right. So we got the tomato slice. Perfecto. We're gonna throw 1 Scotch bonnet in it. You leave them whole because you don't want them to break. Usually I just cover it and let the, what do you call these? They're not leaves. To soften a little bit. You know, just like any of my vegetables, I don't like them overcooked. So, all right, so about now, I am going to put the plantains in the oven, because that's how we're gonna cook it, because we're not frying anything. The rice is done. Right. Maggie. You drop the punchy. All right, so we're going to put the plantain in the oven. Ooh. So a little bit of foil. And with that, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that herb oil on it. I don't have like a pan, the spray. So, you know, if you don't have one thing, you just substitute. So that's going to take like 10 minutes to take it out, press, put it back in, and it will be perfect timing. Now, because I'm not frying the plantain, I don't have to keep the water, but usually when we fry the plantain the first time, before we fry it the second time, we would dip it in this water. All right. All right. Here you go. So I'm now gonna put the oregano and the culantro. I'm gonna wait on the culantro, but I'm gonna put the oregano. Oh, it tastes so good. Yes, it does. It already have the Scotch bonnet. Yes. Okay, el oregano. And somebody may ask how much oregano do you put in there? Oh boy, that's a loaded question. I don't know. I have been to a fonda where they really went overboard with the oregano, so I don't ever want to have that much oregano because, you know, you can always do a little too much. Okay, I bought this at San Felipe. Let's see how to open it. There we go. All right, so I'm thinking it's like 1 tablespoon, I would say. That's enough for this amount of soup. Probably gonna need some for this. Ooh, it looks so pretty. The cabbage smells amazing and it looks good. So now it doesn't need too much seasoning, but what it will need is some acid, and I believe I'm out of lime. So we're gonna substitute with a little chord here. Looks like a chord. tomatoes in, because you know the tomatoes, they cook really fast. So it's a nice little combo, I think. And I think it could use a little bit of that oregano that I had in my hand. Herbs. I'm gonna put a little herb de Provence, a little bit of acid, salt, pepper, and we should be done. Yes. Another piece of core. All right. Now see, for me, just about right now would be good for me. I don't like my veggies overcooked. But I keep thinking I am not, oh, I have a piece of lime. Yay! Saved by the bell. All right. Salt, pepper, look how pretty it is. All nice and green. Yes, that's what I want. Herb de Provence, little cumin, salt, and lemon juice. And we should be done. Cumin, gonna stabilize it. Yes. And squeeze that little bit of lime juice that I have. One piece of lime. Oh, come on. Not a lot. Yeah, I might still have to put a little bit of vinegar. So we shall see. It looks so pretty. Let's see. Salt. Oh. Good. Little bit of vinegar. But lemon juice is best, okay? Just remember that. This is just a substitution. There is everything I want. This list just gets on my nerves. Too big. Too wide. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn the heat off that one. And finish the sancocho here. Been boiling away. All right. So this is good. Rice is done. So we just need to finish the sancocho. Yeah, I think that is good. Yep, the oregano's in there. Perfecto. So now, remember those that I put in there earlier? I'm gonna crush them to the side. So it's gonna give my soup a little bit of a thicker consistency. Yep. It is a brothy kind of soup, but you need a little bit of consistency so it's not so watery. But I like that. Okay. Oh, one more. Perfecto. Just right. I think there's one more. Yes. Just right. So now I'm gonna put the rest of this. And remember, that's gonna cook like in 5-10 minutes. Whew. That's a lot. You know what? This is just right. Look at that. All right, we're going to cover, and I'm going to be prepping for the culantro. I don't dare put that in there. I'm scared. All right. So I'll put these back in. I just need the culantro. No rosemary for this. Nope. No peppers. I gave the young man the gift yesterday that I did for them downstairs. And then the one across the at the restaurant, I didn't go give it to him, so I still have his gift here. All right, let's put all this in the sink. And we're going to chop the culantro. And we're gonna check our rice, see how it's doing. So the only thing we have in there, we have the plantains. They're cooking. And when the guests arrive, I'm gonna take the roaster and just warm it up in the oven. Alrighty. Let's see how much culantro we're gonna put in this baby here. Ooh, I think that's enough. Now, one of the key things here is that you don't want the hard part of the culantro into your soup. That would be a no bueno. And then you're gonna chiffonade it. This is a French term that says you're gonna take you do that with parsley. Right? you let it, you roll, and then you chop. It's a little bit hardier, so it does need to cook a little bit. It's one of those herbs you don't add at the end because it's not dry. So you have to allow it to cook. Let's see. I might need a little more. Maybe just this one. Underneath the Christmas tree. I wonder how much money Mariah Carey has made from that song. All I want for Christmas is you. Why can't I find something like that to do? To make some money? No. You're just slaving away. Why do some people make money and some don't? That's not fair. Alright. Alrighty. So we are basically done. Alright, let's check our rice to see what it looks like. Maybe all I want for Christmas is you. Now, we did have a little bit of fireworks last night. Ooh. Look at the rice, you guys. It looks absolutely perfect. It's all about technique and proportion of the liquid to solid. And at this point, we can take off the Scotch bonnet. It has done its work, which was to flavor the rice. You don't want your rice to be too tasty, I call it. No bueno. So you cook your rice, and then it should look like this. All right, should look like this. And there isn't a lot at the bottom. We call that gratin. And I realized that here and also in places in the Caribbean, they love eating the bottom like we do. Oh my gosh, we have so much in common. It's insane. All right. It's good. I'm glad I didn't put any more salt in it because it's perfect. Wow. Butter goes in a lot of things, makes food. Yes, I agree. Check the rice. Thank you so much. But you know, I had it only on 3. So it was okay. But listen, look how good it looks. And let me tell you, it tastes good. I'm not just saying that. It's grainy. See? This is how you want your rice to cook, to look. And that's why, you know, get yourself an aluminum pan. I'm telling you, I don't care if I cook rice in another dish, it doesn't come out quite right. You need one of these. And you can find them anywhere. Even here in Panama, we have them. I remember I was in the mountains of Panama, way out west, and they had these. And when I was at home, I had them in all kinds of sizes. Look at that. It is absolutely perfect. So it's 5 o'clock. I guess I was supposed to be here at 5:30, so I am doing good on time. Yes. Okay, let me turn the heat down for the plantains. They're getting there because they don't take long to cook either. Whew. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh-wee. That looks so pretty. The soup. You said check the rice, and the rice looks good, Mama. We got cabbage, it's good. The soup looks amazing. That is what it's supposed to look like. You know, it's just a brothy soup. They call this soup also hangover soup. So if you you went drinking, but now you have to put that culantro in there. It's not sancocho if you don't have culantro in it, okay? I didn't want to put too much, and I think this is just about right. And this is why somebody said to me, how much of this, how much of that? It's kind of hard to say. And the nyame is not going to take long to cook, so by the time it cooks, it's going to be great. Let me add the rest of the chicken in there. The chicken, the drumstick that I took out. Because I didn't want it to overcook, remember? Or to fall apart in the soup. You don't want that. Look at that. Look at this. Wow. All right. Let me do a taste test now. All right, it needs a little bit of salt, but I'm not putting salt. I'm just adding a little adobo. Okay. And we're gonna cover it. It's gonna cook for the next 10-15 minutes, and then it should be done. All right, so we're gonna put the culantro back. We don't need that anymore. I have a little bit of butter left towards the end. When it's done, it's gonna be just enough to just give it a little glistening top. Wow, my timing was right on point. So now we're gonna get the plantains out. Oh, I need to do dishes. All right. Now we have our little, every Caribbean household has these. Now I don't like them with this. I like them flat. So I did not bring mine. So I couldn't find anything else. So I got stuck with those. But I got two of them. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe the first one didn't work. Woo! Plantains. But when the plantains, you get them out, you have to let them sit for like a couple of minutes so that when you're ready to take them off, they don't stick to the foil. So they need to sit here for a little bit. All right. So the rosca. I'm doing so good in timing. My time is just perfect. So what did you guys do for Christmas? What did you do today? It looks really good. Thank you. Oh, your chef. Oh, chef, you're making me nervous, but it looks good. I'll send you an email next few days sending you love. Thank you so much. Aww. Amy, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Chef Brooklyn. You know, there's a girl who's Haitian. She's got a restaurant in Brooklyn, and she puts out some good food. Yep. You know, like everywhere I go now, it's like, if you haven't tried Haitian food, I mean, I'm partial to Haitian food. I know it's not the healthiest cuisine, you know, but boy, oh boy, we got the flavor. But they use a lot of Maggi. They use a lot of bouillon and stuff. And, you know, I don't do that anymore because I know it's not good for you. But I can't say that too loud or they ready to just disown me. All right, I'm trying to find something to put that rosca. I did get this when I was doing the turkey this year. You know, just, you know, a turkey pan, or not for a roast, but a turkey or a fowl, a chicken. But I just want to warm the bread a little bit. Now this bread, I already know what's going to happen to me. So I'm glad that my guests, I'm going to put it on the table so they can have some, because it was going to be dipping in coffee and I'll hurt myself. I do. But if I die tomorrow, I'll die happy. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of suffering. And I think it's the same thing you could say for anybody. Nobody wants to suffer. Everybody wishes they could just go to sleep and not wake up. Right? Somebody said a name for it. They call it rosca, right? I'm pretty sure it's from Spain. But the next day, people would eat it with leftover ham. And we have some really good Panamanian hot chocolate here. So, not the powder stuff. We went to a retreat, and this girl is Panamanian. It comes in like chocolate bar, and you break it, and then you put it in your milk or in your water, and you get hot chocolate that way. And I've been wanting to get some, but the place is in El Cangrejo, and it says, oh my goodness, I can't get this to come out. They open at 5 p.m. And I'm like, what kind of place is that? Opens at 5 p.m. So I'm gonna have to plan my day to go check it out. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to warm this bread. It doesn't want to come out. Just on low, just to warm it a little bit, not bake it or anything, because the almonds coming out. Almendras for almond, marañón for what's the other nut? Mani is peanuts. Cashew is marañón. Semillas de marañón. And in fact, there was I was watching a TV program, and they were showing how some people grow it. And then it's just like in the middle of the plant, you take them out. Right. Interesting. Okay. So now we're gonna try to get the plantain out. And what I want to do, once I press it, I'm going to put it in this pan. So you just let it sit there for a few minutes so it can, then you're able to take it out. Otherwise, it sticks to the foil. Like right now. know, the hallway smells really good. Make my dream come true. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't know if you heard me say that I boycotted Christmas years ago. I'm like, this gift giving and running around trying to find people's stuff. I said I'm not doing that anymore. And it has been fine. The expectation, you know, I was thinking Christmas should be about kids. When did adults just kind of take it over? You have to buy a gift for everybody has to work, and it's just too much. Too much. Alright. So now that we have everything out, and remember that these are like halfway right. So, just like so. Okay? You press them gently. Yes, I see. Ooh. I remember if I was frying them, I would dip them in that salt water. But I am not. And I remember the first time I had them from Puerto Rico, they don't even soak it in anything. It's just fry. I'm like, oh, we need a little more flavor. We are all in that flavor. Oh, the soup smells amazing. All right, I'm not gonna do anything else to this plantain. Just gonna put it right back on here. I already put some oil earlier, so no more oil needed. And we're gonna let them crisp up. But I'm gonna lower the heat. I don't want them to crisp up too much. Alright. Ooh-wee. Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful pot of soup. So now it's just the yam. We're just waiting on the yam. We don't want it to overcook, but we don't want to take it out too early. And the chicken is just falling off the bone, but it's not disintegrating, right? Now listen, if you go to any restaurant in Panama, they're gonna have sancocho, okay? And that's probably the thing I order when I go to a fonda. I don't, I'm not into rice. They have lentejas. Hola. Thank you, darling. So good. And I'm not just saying that because I cooked it, okay? Because, and I think this is the thing, when you cook, when you love to cook and, you're a good cook, you just enjoy your food. I don't apologize for that because I like my food. And that's why I tell people I don't like to eat out, because when I go to a restaurant, you serve me something, I was like, And I don't mean to sound conceited, but I make good food. And if somebody, I go to a restaurant and this is overcooked or that's undercooked, I'm like, it's a waste of time. So the other day I went to a sister and she cooked something and she's like, oh, she was so worried. I'm like, listen, you don't realize that people who cook appreciate somebody cooking something for them. If you have a cook who is standing in front of a grill for 8-10 hours, and then he gets home and his wife cooks something, or the other way around, these people appreciate it because they don't have time. And usually the thing that they're cooking every day, it's not what they want to eat. And that's why a lot of times you see the chefs are really out of shape, because after they stand on their feet and they cook for like 10-12 hours, And when they leave, they go to a fast food restaurant. Or they go to a bar and then start eating all the bad food. Yeah. And the hours are crazy, so unless you have somebody who's really dedicated to health, they're not gonna go to a gym. But the hours are brutal, the pressure, because remember I told you before, the margin for a restaurant is really small. I know. So they're pressured to just put out more covers, you know, how many more meals. And when you have a sous chef, they're yelling at you to hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. It's no fun. I've been there. I was in training and this chef, it was just a lunch, but he didn't think I'd move fast enough, and I don't. I'm not a fast cook. And she said, Maggie! And there were people in the dining room. He yelled at me. And I just started boo crying. And you know, he was a young man in his 30s, and here I am, this woman, I was in my 50s, and he made me cry, and then I ran to the bathroom, I cried my eyes out, and then I dried my face and went back, because I needed to have him sign that I did my, it was an internship. I needed him to sign that, so it was like, get back to it, Maggie, and I did. Yeah. I wish I could tell you how good this thing smells in my kitchen. You know, the culantro and all that, just amazing, okay? All right, so plantains, done. Okay? That's how I eat plantains now. I guess maybe it makes me feel less guilty. But it's still carbs. Oh my gosh. Yes, I wish I could tell you how wonderful this soup looks and smells in here. So when you go to a fonda and they have these pans, and then you see them come out with this big old pot, and that's the one that goes first because everybody wants sancocho. It's comfort food. It is comfort food, okay? So you want to see the culantro in here, you want to see the oregano, and that's it. They don't want you to put anything else in it. All right? Now they don't put butter in it, but I'm putting a little bit of butter. All right, like I said, I'm going to put that Monte au beurre here. That's it. Then I'm going to stay away from butter for a while. I'm not buying anymore. Because there are no more holidays coming. Carnival is not really a holiday where you cook. It's a bunch of junk food people are eating outside. So I'm safe until Easter. So I have no excuse. Woo-wee. So pretty. And you see, it's got a little bit of consistency because I had pressed that yam on the side as a thickener. Now, if I had a little bit of like lemon, I would, but I'm out of lemon and I don't want to put vinegar in there at this point. Nope, we're gonna leave it like that. Okay, I think what I want to do, I'm gonna throw a couple of bay leaves in there. Just to help with the flavor a little bit, but I'm gonna turn my chicken to cook anymore, otherwise it's gonna fall apart and I would be sad. You see, this is a thigh and it stays whole, but it's cooked. Yes. You want a lot of liquid in your soup. Lots of liquid. This is gold. This is what you want to drink when you have a cold or you don't feel good or you just want some comfort food. But usually the Panamanian would say, quiere arroz? They always have like a side of white rice. And I always say, no, thank you. All right, ladies and gents, this is it. We have our rices done. We made some cabbage because I was feeling some kind of way without not having some veggies. 5:25. I'm done a little bit early, so. All right. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I don't know yet what we're going to cook for Sunday, but I'll think of something. But thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Año Nuevo. Happy New Year. Le deseo lo mejor. Los deseo lo mejor. I wish you all the best. These holidays are bittersweet for people like us away from family, but we just do what we can, and we try to bless and get together with friends and family. My thing is, I don't usually want people to be alone during a holiday. This girl, she's in my Spanish class. She is flying in. She landed at about 2:30, and I said that I would make the dinner like around this time to give her time to check into the hotel and relax, take a shower. And then we're going to get together, sit, and, get to know each other, because that's what it's all about. This is not a SWRA type of event. This is just friends. I wasn't going to do anything until she said she was coming in. And I was like, oh, yeah, why not? Let's just get together. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. I'll see you guys on Sunday, okay? Au revoir. Bye.